tuning in to Beyond the Dais, a podcast about the stories taking place in and around El Paso County, Colorado. I'm your host, Scott Anderson, and my guest today is the El Paso County Fair and Events Center Program Supervisor, Andschana Aljets. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Good. Did I get that title right? It's pretty lengthy.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Want to make sure I get that right. But before we get into things here, I want to quickly add that if listeners are interested in more stories about people doing good in and around El Paso County, or hearing from county leadership about local government priorities and how they operate, you can find additional episodes of this podcast on your podcast platform of choice. But Andschana, to start things off here, I was wondering if you could give me a little bit of background about yourself prior to being here in your current position.
Sure. I've been out here at the Fair and Event Center for almost 2 years. Really enjoy it. I do live out here. I live out east in Callahan, and so it was nice to be able to connect and get involved with my community on a different level. Before that, I spent about 10 years as executive director for a large church in Colorado Springs. So a lot of event planning, a lot of organization, a lot of moving people. So turns out those skill sets overlap out here.
Well, that's great. So you said you've lived out here in Callahan for 12 years?
Oh, yeah, probably almost 13 now.
Okay. How has being out here and being a part of this community really helped you get a good feel for how to create the fair?
Yeah, it's interesting. You come out here every year as somebody who visits the fair, and you just see it through a totally different set of eyes. And so as a local, we always came on free day. We always came on dollar day. And then sometimes we just, we had a really good time. We enjoyed the things. And then, of course, the kids are in the carnival. But then coming out here and looking at it with a different set of eyes, starting to work out here and really trying to say, if I made the drive out from Colorado Springs, how do I make sure that we provide a full, engaging experience? So that's really what we focused hard on this year, to really just provide a full day of entertainment where everything is open every time you come out to the fair, as opposed to having some scattered hours and shifting times.
Yeah. So you talk about event planning. Obviously, the fair is a very big event for the county. What other things do you do in this role of yours?
So out here at the Fair and Event Center, we are a year-round Fair and Event Center. So we have 8 days of fair. That does take a whole year of planning in and of itself, but we also run a full season of auto races out here, so 2 Saturdays a month from April to September. We do year-round rentals, so weddings and events and birthdays and all those things. 4-H is out here. They do all their shows and practices and different things year-round. So we are actually quite busy out here. Every weekend pretty much books up nowadays, and a whole lot of days in between. A lot of community events out here as well, community meetings. And then we run our own non-fair programming. So we'll do a Halloween event or a Fall Fest. We'll do a Christmas show, vendor market. We do fundraisers. We keep busy around here.
So I've been out here a couple of times for some parades. Are you involved in any of the parades that go on out here?
So I don't organize the parades, but they do utilize our fairgrounds. Okay. So they specifically the Christmas parade. It begins and ends, our Holiday Lights parade begins and ends here in the fairgrounds. We tie our Christmas fair to that, and we work together with some community partners here in Callahan.
Great parade, by the way.
Thanks. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a wonderful parade. It was very, very cold this last year, though.
It was so windy this last year.
Yeah.
But if you come inside the building, we'll warm you up. We'll give you some cocoa. We'll let you do some shopping before you go back out.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. So this week begins the El Paso County Fair.
It does.
Unbelievable, right?
Counting down 5 days.
So talk to me about the fair, about what the fair is and why it's so important for this region.
Yeah, so the El Paso County Fair is our county fair. It is our largest countywide celebration that the El Paso County offers. And of course, we were out here to have fun and entertain and do all those things, but we're also out here to celebrate the county's history, to really look at some of our cultural traditions and heritage. This is ranch land out here, and so there is a lot of agricultural base, and we really want to celebrate that and educate people on, those things that we still live off of every day, but they come from somewhere.
Awesome. So what events can people expect to be a part of the fair this year?
Yeah, it's a long list. So we're super excited. We really have filled up the schedule this year. I can't speak to eternity, obviously, but for the last 13 years that I've been out here, I do think it's one of the fuller fairs we've ever had. Super excited about that. So we'll just start, some of our free entertainment, the bigger entertainment that we bring in. Cowtown USA, very much like a hands-on educational farming kind of experience, milking cows, making ice cream, petting zoo involved in that. Animals That Built America. It's going to be a large rodeo arena style show with featuring the large animals that helped build this country. That includes a longhorn, draft horses, oxen, and a camel. And
a camel?
Yeah, a camel.
I'm sorry, a camel helped build America?
Yeah, ask me how a camel built America.
How did a camel help build America?
I don't know. But
okay.
if we go visit the show, they're going to tell us.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
So we're excited about that. We've got a bubble show, like one of those big stage bubble shows where you do the big wand and the kid inside on the stage 4 times a day. And then our fair zone, which was new last year. It's kind of a free kids educational and play area. We have a lot of games, a lot of activities. We've expanded that. We've made it bigger. It'll be out here just west of Swink. And so we're really excited. We'll have a jumping pillow in there and a little cow train that'll drive around. And if it does get hot, which we're all hoping it does, we've got a water balloon popping station where you can compete to burst the balloon over your friend's head. So those are some of the free things you can do out here. Lots of shows. 4-H shows, of course, are key to our fair. So we will definitely want to check those out. And then this year we have a ton of contests and tournaments, also all free. So you can win some prizes, come in, food eating contests, potato sack races, decorated potato, cornhole tournaments, poker tournaments. I mean, it's endless. So you'll definitely want to come check it out.
Oh, awesome. Geez, yeah, if it does get hot enough, I may purposefully lose the water balloon.
That's right.
So you mentioned all of those events. What's new at the fair this year? You mentioned some of the stuff that was new in the past couple of years. What's new specifically for this year?
Yeah, we've really taken a hard look at how we run the fair out here, kind of looking at our feedback from last year and some of our experiences. So we've really made some structural changes. We're opening just a little bit later in the day on weekdays. But part of that is really to align the experience. Last year, all of our free entertainment kind of ended at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So on a weekday, you couldn't come out after work and still experience all those free shows. So this year, we've really aligned our days, whether you come out at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. on a weekday, but 11 a.m. or 6 p.m., you will have the opportunity to see every one of our free shows, to engage with our free activities. Our carnival is going to open a little bit earlier. Last year, they didn't open until 3. They're opening at 2 on those weekdays this year. Longer days on the weekends and on our free days. So we're really trying to say if you come out here for 4 or 5 hours, you will get to experience everything. You won't have to wait 6 hours for something to open. So it's going to be great. It's going to feel full. It's going to be much more accommodating to your normal schedules in life. And I mentioned Carnival, longer hours, but also more rides. They brought out 2 new rides this year, so they are filling up our grounds. We're super excited about that. I mentioned the Fair Zone expansion. In addition to all the usual fun things that we'll have out there and the things that I mentioned, we also have some partners coming out for daily things. So partnering with the Forest Service to bring out their trailers, partnering with science, a STEM company to bring out their trailer, different things, cool. Different days. So super excited, but free entertainment, of course, is a big one. We've really expanded that. If you come out and you come into our fair, we want you to feel like you can purchase those other things, but there's a lot for you to do that does not cost more money.
Yeah, no, that's really great. So just like a mother with her children, I'm sure you probably shouldn't have a favorite event or thing here at the fair, but come on, we all know that you do. What's your favorite kind of things that happen here at the fair?
Yeah, as a mom of 4, there's
so you can appreciate this. Okay.
There are definitely different things. My kids would tell you the carnival rides, and my kids are older now. They are teenagers and young adults. But over the years, obviously the carnival was a huge draw for them. I liked browsing those local crafters, those artisans, those vendors that, supporting local is a big thing. But always the free entertainment, right? It's always a lot of fun. And then ticketed entertainment, which is something we haven't talked about at all yet.
Yeah.
Demo Derby is a crowd favorite out here. It sells it every year. I will say it's probably about 75% sold out right now. So if you haven't bought those yet, you should.
You better get on that.
We added 2 nights of auto races. It's always a fan favorite out here. So we always do one. This year we're bringing an extra one. We've done bull riding the last few years. This year we decided to go back and do a full rodeo. So all 9 rodeo events, and then adding in mutton busting and steer riding as well. So we're going to have a great day out here for Western Heritage Day on Sunday. And then our newest thing this year is our laser light show on Friday night. We're super excited to bring that out. It's just a totally different experience than kind of the more traditional dirt track events.
Yeah.
And so in the grandstands, to some of the best country western music. We're going to do a ag-themed laser light show, and it's going to be a lot of fun out there.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yes.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but for a city boy like me,
yes.
You say the 9 rodeo events. I couldn't guess what more than 2 of those are probably. What are the 9 rodeo events?
Oh, I feel like I should have had my cheat sheet ready. I will tell you, I've lived in Callan for 13 years. I was a city girl before that as well.
Okay.
I had to ask the same question when I started exploring this, but they are, we'll get at least a lot of them.
That's right.
So,
I'll keep count on my fingers here, everyone.
Bull riding, of course. Bronc riding, steer roping, barrel racing. Oh, I feel like that's only 4. There's 9.
Hey, you know what? 50%, that's pretty good.
There are more, and they're all very important, and more importantly, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I asked lots of questions along the way. Same thing. I'm learning too, and I am super excited to go watch that performance.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that's nice about just the fair in general, about sort of getting to know the county's history and that heritage, right? Rodeo is part of that heritage.
Absolutely.
And again, for someone like me who, I grew up in Houston, so I am a little familiar with rodeo, right? But wasn't really too involved with it myself. This is an opportunity for me to introduce it to my kids and, and my family to come out. So I think that is one thing that is really great about the fair. You also mentioned mutton busting.
Yes.
This is where, hold on. This is where the kids tackle sheep or something?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So I will tell you, when I first started out here, somebody called and asked if we did mutton busting, and I went, I don't know what that is.
It sounds dangerous.
I had to go ask questions. I was told it's when small children ride or try to ride sheep, kind of like bull riding.
Okay.
We didn't do it last year. It wasn't something we had done in a long time. So this year, when I was talking to a rodeo producer, I was like, can we do mutton busting? I feel like people are interested in that. And so it's young, so 7 and under 55 pounds. But yeah, it's bull riding on a sheep. They hop on the sheep and hang on for dear life and see how long they can make it.
Is there open signups for that? Or
there is, okay. Yeah, 1:00 that Sunday the 16th. They'll have signups for that. There's a fee associated with that. It's $25.
Okay.
But yeah, so they get to sign up. They'll do their own little competition at 2:00, and the top 5 will actually perform in the rodeo performance.
Oh, wow.
So the rodeo performance is at 3. They'll get put into the program.
Oh, very cool.
And then steer riding is similar. It's for young kids, I want to say under 12.
Okay.
But then they're going to ride a young steer instead. And so that one has a little bit higher weight. But that one is a pre-registration. So that information's on our website.
Got it. I mean, hey, it might be worth $25 just to see my 4-year-old get thrown around by a sheep. I mean, that sounds incredible.
I told you my kids are teenagers now, but I'm telling you, I would have paid good money for that back in the day.
That's pretty fun. So what are you looking forward to most about the fair this year? I mean, we've talked about a lot of the events. We've talked about some of the new stuff. But for you, what is it that you look forward to most about the fair?
I really just enjoy watching people come through. It's a different set of view. It's a different point of view when you come out here from a staff perspective, but watching families come in, watching kids get excited, watching the 4-H'ers, win their awards. These kids have raised animals or done their tabletop displays or their projects all year long, and this is their moment to kind of show it off and get awarded and be acknowledged. So those are all great, right? We just love that. And so the community aspect of this place where a whole county can come together and celebrate and have a good time, and it's kind of good old-fashioned fun out here.
Yeah.
We're not the biggest fairgrounds on the planet, but it's a family feel out here, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, no, I really like that. So you mentioned 4-H'ers, how they do projects and things like that. Again, I'm not super familiar with 4-H, but I know it has something to do with agriculture, I think.
It does. So there's a lot of animals in 4-H.
Okay.
So, they've got a cattle project and a swine project and chickens and rabbits and goats and sheep and llama, and I'm probably going to forget something.
That's okay.
But then there's a whole nother side of that is pocket pets. So, the smaller animals, tabletop displays or the fashion review or food. So they really do this huge range of kind of those agriculturally based, programs where kids can learn Where does this stuff come from? And so we really do showcase all of it during the week of fair. The best place to get all those details is on the schedule. But the barn will be full every day. There's a llama costume contest. I didn't get to see it last year.
Llama costume
I know.
contest?
I was
That sounds
super
awesome.
busy, and I couldn't get in there, but I've been told you can't miss the llama costume contest.
Okay, so this is a very important point. Do you dress up as a llama, or do you dress in clothes that come from a llama?
Neither. You dress up the llama.
Oh, you dress up the llama?
And then you dress up yourself, I believe, to showcase your llama.
Okay. See, I was way off. That's incredible. So you mentioned the program and the website a couple of times. The program is on the website?
Yeah, our website is www.elpasocountyfair.com, all spelled out. But if you go to that and you click on 2023 Fair, there are individual pages for all of our major things. But if you just click on the main page, you'll just get that daily schedule, and you can actually pull up just a day-by-day schedule for the whole week.
Oh, very good. And before we close here, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to share anything else that you want to add that maybe we haven't talked about yet, or maybe reiterate a point that you think is important for people to know.
Yeah, I think that this should be a priority in everybody's life. Pick at least one day over the next 8 days, July 15th to 22nd, so Saturday to Saturday. Pick one day to come out. Monday's free day, Wednesday's dollar day. There's all sorts of deals, first responders days, military days. So, if price is the concern, there's a way to do it and not spend a fortune. But nowadays, take your family of 4 out here. Honestly, for under $100, the carnival will be the most expensive part if you do it. But under $100 for a family of 4, you can have a full day at the fair. And honestly, you can get in for free on some days. So, but even our full price admission is $8. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's just a great way to be involved in your community and really see what else is happening around here.
Very good. Well, thank you, Andschana. I appreciate you taking the time today and for the work that you do here with El Paso County. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
If you're interested in listening to additional episodes of Beyond the Dais, you can find us on Podbean or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.